Boy, you know, you were here, but you over there too, on that garbage.
Nas or Jim Jones?
Nas, that's it. Nas.
Capo?
Capo.
Capo, I ain't gonna hold you? Nah, you're not touching Nas, bro.
Pac put on for the West Coast more than anybody has probably put on for the West Coast and left a legacy for the West Coast to follow to this day. And not saying that they don't have no other big rappers. Shout out to Snoop Dogg, that was one of my favorite rappers, but clearly Pac went out there and really put on for that town. He helped shape the music in LA. Not saying that NWA and all these people, yeah, but when it came to the era of the kids like me that was listening to it, we wanted to go to LA because of Pac. You heard?
Did you hear? Jim Jones is making headlines again. And this time, it's for praising the great Tupac Shakur on the Art of Dialogue podcast rather than making another contentious assertion. Give them a shout out. That may appear to be a simple act of respect on the surface, but if you've been watching the drama, you know there's more going on here. Jim Jones caused quite a sensation a few weeks ago when he publicly asserted that he was greater than Nas, that his time was done, and that the younger generation had never ever heard of him.
These kids love me, they don't really know who Nas is.
The outcry was severe, and the internet exploded. After the Nas remark, Jim Jones was destroyed by everyone, leaving him without any help.
Legend. Nas put in work. Nas's lyrics. Jim's not even close. The shit Jim says doesn't even make sense compared to what Nas has done for our culture. Hip hop, don't you stupid motherfucker. No, you dumb, idiotic, wanna be entertained. Are you crazy?
Ain't nobody from the Dips ain't gonna take you over Nas. Nobody from the Diplomats but you.
Hold on,
Jim, hold on.
That show too
Hold on.
Bro,
You too small.
He eventually had to acknowledge that the entire Nas story was a planned ploy to gain views and go viral because it had become so horrible.
You know how many people love Nas? But people, and I'm watching people go absolutely batshit crazy. Like, oh, damn. Yo, I know how to go viral. This is easy. We're in an easy society. If you like me, don't like me, know who I was, and now find out who I was, one click away from making me some money.
Jim's saying I'm better than Nas right now. He's saying he's better than Nas right now because why? Because it creates conversation. Just ask me.
Is this sudden Tupac worship merely a calculated move to win back the admirers he obviously miscalculated, since that embarrassing incident is still fresh in people's minds?
Start putting a whole new flavor on this. We wanted to go there, you heard? After we saw Boys in the Hood and all that type of shit, we started getting open off LA, and Pac to start opening it up to a whole nother level of shit. You heard? Like,
similar to what you heard, Jim Jones gets really fascinating at this point. He begins by discussing Tupac, highlighting the fact that Tupac is unquestionably a West Coast rapper. He is an LA artist, pure and simple, regardless of his birthplace or origins. Jim claims that
coach, you heard? Built out, went to the LA and went crazy. I don't know him from no other place. I know they'd be like, he was from the Bay, he was started in, he was born in New York, and like, that's cool, but what I know him for, what the majority of people that of my age know him for, is for that West Side, that LA lush.
now, you see why that specific point strikes a different chord if you are familiar with Jim Jones's past. Numerous artists have been clowning and slapping Jim for months, accusing him of feigning to be a native of Harlem when, in their opinion, he is not.
Not from Harlem. Why do you keep thinking that you are from Harlem, bro? You are not from Harlem. I did not grow up with you, my nigga. You was not there, man. You wasn't there, nigga.
I don't even think he's from Harlem, tell you the truth.
you don't think he's from Harlem?
Nope. I think they never talk about him being in Harlem. I think he's from North Bronx or some shit.
You know, he claims a blood gang out there.
Britney Spears claims the blood gang.
So you gonna sit around and act like you've been around all this Harlem shit and everything. You ever see somebody from Harlem try to act like they from Harlem so bad that you gotta keep saying, I'm from Harlem? From Harlem know who's from Harlem. You don't have to keep saying you from Harlem.
Thus, by stating this, you are representing Tupac's position regardless of where you are from. Is Jim attempting to silence all of the opponents who have been raising doubts about his own Harlem heritage, using a hip-hop legend as an unexpected shield? It sounds like he's attempting to alter the story.
For you look at him as an LA artist, because you got some people trying to push that, he a Harlem rapper in there.
I mean, not saying he wasn't from Harlem, but he didn't have no footprint in Harlem. You heard? He didn't have no block in Harlem. It wasn't no hood that we knew Pac to be from. It wasn't like, you heard, he came to Harlem, got with a couple people from Harlem, and when he was doing movies like Above the Rim, he was over there by AK houses and all that shit with the homies and shit like that, but he didn't have no footprint in nowhere in New York. He knew people here, but he didn't came up hanging out in New York. Like, nobody's ever said, yo, Pac is from New York. Nobody ever claimed it like a New York nigga. The Bay was the first thing we would probably say before anything when we first learned about Pac. He was an artist from the Bay, Digital Underground. Then he came, started doing the movies, came to New York, got locked up in New York, they bailed him out, went to LA, started bombing. That's all we knew. We only knew him to be a West Coast nigga. When we started learning his story and then he was putting his shit in Double XL and the vibe and all that is when we started to learn about he born on the East Coast and was living in Baltimore and, you know what I mean? Like, what we know him for, it's that LA shit. It's that death row shit. You heard?
Now, Complex's most recent ranking of the top 50 Los Angeles rappers of all time is the reason Jim Jones ever began discussing Tupac as a West Coast icon. And here's the thing, Tupac Shakur, the most iconic and legendary, wasn't on that list.
On them from the West Coast, and I don't believe it's the actual fans from the West Coast. I just be thinking it's like hating ass rappers and industry. It's clearly Pac put on for the West Coast more than anybody has probably put on for the West Coast and left a legacy for the West Coast to follow to this day. And not saying that they don't have no other big rappers. Shout out to Snoop Dogg, that was one of my favorite rappers, but clearly to live and die in LA, Pac went out there and really put on for that town.
Along with heavyweights like Dr. Dre, Eazy-E, Ice Cube, Snoop Dogg, and even Tyler the Creator Cutting, you had big names like Kendrick Lamar at the top, but there was no Pac. To be honest, that is rather crazy in and of itself, and Jim Jones is most likely correct about that. However, this is the crucial query. Why is Jim Jones now going out of his way to defend Pac's West Coast status?
Not saying that NWA and all these people, yeah, but when it came to the era of the kids like me that was listening to it, we wanted to go to LA because of Pac.
The answer is clear to many. He's making a determined attempt to win back the supporters he alienated with his vile remarks against Nas a few weeks ago. Jim Jones or Nas?
Or Jim Jones.
Capo?
Capo.
Capo, I ain't gonna hold you. Nah, you're not touching Nas, bro. You nice, bro. You're not touching Nas, you know that, bro.
Jim kept up with his era, though. But is he better than Nas?
Okay.
Come on now.
As soon as we stop talking about this, he's gone. Where was he before this? Don't come get me, though. Don't come get Hoffa either.
Don't look at man. Nas or Jim Jones?
Nah, bro, stop.
Okay.
Capo, you my boy, you know. You were here, but you over there too. On that go beat.
Nas or Jim Jones? Nas, bro. Nas or Jim Jones? I'm going Nas, man. Let's get it. Nas or Jim Jones? Nas or Jim Jones?
Nas, that's it. Nas.
Nas or Jim Jones?
I knew it.
Nas or Jim Jones? I want to hear. I want to hear.
No, but this is the genius thing right here that everybody not realizing. The fact that you asking me that, the fact that you right now asking me that question right now, this is what this is all about. It's about algorithm, man.
Yeah.
Jim understands the power of algorithm, the power of the internet. Oh man, we know who Nas is. We know what Nas did. We understand the greatness in Nas is a rap god. Jim saying, I'm better than Nas right now. He's saying he's better than Nas right now because why? Because it creates conversation.
Yeah.
Just ask me. Feel how you want to feel.
Yeah.
Nigga, go say you better than whoever. Feel it. Go up it. Like, you better than the world. Like, that's how you feel. That's how you feel. Wear that. You understand? But you could feel that way privately, right?
Right.
You could feel that way in the studio. You know, I'm in the studio, we all in the studio, I'm like, man, I gotta kill everybody in here.
Yeah.
But when you say it to the public, you gotta know to come back with that. And the fact that he already knew what it come with. You know what it come with?
You know it. Yeah, like, you know.
What it come with, but it don't matter because it's about it's about the conversation that creates the algorithm that creates this energy that every time you turn around, now he viral.
Pac had the theme music to a lot of things that I was going through. Definitely one of my favorite rappers of all times, 100%. He had a big hold on me. Very influential in my life coming up, being rebellious and banging and shit like that.
This is really not about the this is really just about the conversation. It ain't about us really picking one up over the other.
Yeah.
This is not what this is about.
Sure. I know exactly what the spirit of competition, man. We all feel like we the best, and I respect it. Passion for sure.
Jim Jones, like I think I love Jim Jones. You know, and like we all had we've all been to a party and one of his songs that come on, it like turned us up. Like, all right, I was waiting to hear this. Like now I can get there. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't want to discredit Jimmy. I just didn't like that the conversation started from like,
you know exactly what he's doing.
18-year-old
conversation in the spirit of competition.
But that is a perspective though, right? So
Right.
that is a perspective for some. See, the thing about this is this. Everything is from your own point of view. For me, and a lot of things is from whatever your social circle is. So you had a 19-year-old that said that he wasn't tapped in with Nas.
Right.
Maybe that was just that 19-year-old because maybe that's what his social circle was, and he was more tapped in with Capo. So, you know, everything you got to take with a grain of salt, man, and everything is relative.
We are interested in your opinion. Leave your thoughts in the space provided for comments below. If you thought this explanation was enlightening, please hit the like button. Additionally, for daily updates on more unvarnished, unadulterated hip-hop analysis, be sure to subscribe to our channel.